today it's probably a little bit of a boring video for some of you. It's not action-packed. It's getting this ready for plowing the Farmall 400, new to me 400. And there's just a couple of issues. It's when they sit, they grow gremlins, and you gotta eradicate them before you take it to the field, or you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. You could be anyways. I like to reduce the risk. Farmall 400 kind of day. Plus, we're going to talk about some other stuff too, like the rollover plow. All right, so I'm changing the sediment bowl assembly out on the Farmall 400, which is right here. I've taken the bowl off already and drained all the gas out of it, which will not be reused. There was actually about 3 gallons in it. But yeah, you know, and I don't know. This has probably been changed out maybe once. I doubt twice. Looks pretty antiquated. And so what I'll do is I'll take this off of here, and I got a new fitting there, but yeah, I'll show you how I do it. So as you can imagine, being a Farmall guy, I do this quite a bit. And the old pipe wrench, that's what I use. That way you can grab it, and there's always something to grip and turn. And you know, the longer these have been in there, the harder they're gonna come out. And ain't saying it's original, but I'm not saying that's completely out of the question. A lot of guys, they'll leave this and then change out the filter underneath in the bowl and call it even. Well, I don't. I just I take everything off and put new on. Now, when I go to put the new on, I won't use Teflon. A lot of guys like to put Teflon and stuff, and I may on the lower threads just to seal it a little bit better. One thing you don't want to do is touch anything higher and get more stuff into the tank. The whole quest is keep this sucker clean as a whistle. But yeah, this is going to turn hard. But the pipe wrench, and you know, if it turns hard enough, it shouldn't, but you never know. Put a cheater bar on there and just really reef on it, and it'll come out. I don't know. I don't get, you know, too creative, but as long as I can grab something here and oh yeah, there we go. She's a turning. I just go till it turned by hand, but you know, depending on what you're gripping, it's depending on your wrench adjustment. I feel like I got a pretty good grip on it. Yeah, she's a turning. Definitely ain't turning it without a wrench. I know there's going to be sharpshooters in the comments section telling me you can, but I am telling you, you cannot. Yeah, ain't no hand turning yet. On a 400 or an MTA, you know, on an M, you just get in here and start turning, you don't stop. There's no hydraulic lines or anything to get in your way. Well, there is here. There we go. Just keep catching and turning. I think I can hand turn it now. Yeah. Not easily, but it's turning. I don't know, I may pull that old fitting out of there, but yeah, it's college. Yeah, I don't think there'll be too much gas come out, if any. No, not at all. Yeah, and that sits pretty high. Let's go look at the new one. Actually, there you go. This is the filter here, the screen, and then that's a gasket, and there's all kinds of caked on stuff. I mean, the tractor sat pretty much unused. That's when they grow gremlins, is when you don't use a machine, it just sits and, yep. So there's the new one. I just put it on with the bowl and everything. I hand tighten it and then give it a couple cranks, but that'll be nice. And like I say, these lower threads, I might put a little bit of Teflon on there, but too crazy about anything getting up higher, and the bowl is tight. And this isn't rocket science, but the science to it is to make sure that you're tight in the right spot for the fuel line. That's the ticket. And I don't know, when I put a couple gallons in it when I got it home from the auction, and I come out to run it, I ran out of gas, and I'm like, what's going on? So I put a little more in, and then I saw, so the outflow's back here, and it needs to be over there, but it could take a couple more turns to get it tight enough and in line enough where it needs to be. I always like to think at least 2 more turns minimally beyond hand tight. Well, the bowl's on and the line's on, as you can see right here. And what I don't like is this wire stuff that's going on right here. So you can see this is turned that way and then loops around. I will loosen that up and turn the wire that way so it's not even touching the fuel line. This I've already loosened and lowered back. They had it standing straight up, completely in the way. And yes, paint is chipping off the cable. Why you would paint a cable anyways is beyond my mental gymnastics that I'm capable of doing. But yeah, this needs to go backwards, and that'll get this wire out of the way. And then this is down, and I'll just lock that down. And everything will be out of the way. It'll all have its own way, but I think we're tight. Dynamite, new bowl, no leakage. Get the wire squared away. We're good to go. All right, so this is gonna be a first on the channel. I just took the bolts out of there, and okay. Not only first on a channel, it's first I've seen. Yeah, I'm not impressed. Not impresso. These are old cables, and that looks pretty gunked up and nasty. So, okay, so popping this tells me one thing. I got a little bit more work to do just to get the tractor right for me, because that's not going to be mentally acceptable, even in the event that it works for me for another 5 years. It ain't me. Not on a nice tractor like this. It's a little too nice. We're gonna go the distance, and I wouldn't doubt those are original cables. I just wouldn't. If they aren't original, they're 45 years old all day long. But yeah, I'm gonna disconnect that and then go play with the wires on the solenoid. Oh, because somebody's gonna ask about the rollover plow, and I can tell you now that I have it at table level or waist level, I have a better imagery of what this thing actually is and how close it is to the field, or being field ready, and it's not as far as one would think on initial look at the auction. Mold boards are good, okay? What's going to get you here is you're going to have greasable zerks, okay? Zerk, any moving part is going to have a zerk. You know, let's see, this moves, so yeah, there's zerk there, zerk on the other side. Bevel gears look good, okay? Just need to get a flathead screwdriver in here and clean between the T-ski, but none of them are broke. This thing will roll based on that. Those don't need changed. The key to this thing is going to be getting grease in it. I do have one mold board that needs slight repair. That's no big deal. You know, mold board bolts on there and you're good to go. But we're not ages and ages away. And the book came in last night. I haven't even had time to crack it yet. But the hydraulic cylinder will hook there. It'll go down underneath, up through, the hoses come up through here. The cylinder will be here to there. And once, like I say, we get grease in it, we just start turning it. Bloop, 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 bloop. And then no dead furrow when you plow. Or I've heard a couple guys refer to these, oh, that's a nice hillside plow, you know, so they're using it for hillsides and stuff like that. But for me, it's just simply, I'd never seen one used before, Farmall wise, not, you know, new modern day. Actually, there's a guy that farms locally, and he had a 4-bottom on a massive John Deere, and it was eating that thing's lunch. I mean, yeah, it was pulling it, but it was giving it every drop of everything it wanted. You know, and a lot of people make the mistake and comment after comment, oh, that's a 400. It should easily be able to pull a 2-bottom. This isn't a 2-bottom. This is going to be your equivalent of a 4-bottom, weight-wise and otherwise. Takes a lot of tractor to pull one of these. And, you know, that's a 2-bottom? Yeah, that's not a 2-bottom. That's where the faulty thinking comes into play. Yeah, it's a drive me nuts kind of day. This is, you know, you can see here's the square head proper bolt, and then he must not have had one for this, so he just put a regular bolt through there. And so when you turn this, it spins over here. So then now you, instead of using one, you know, what, 1/2-inch box wrench to take this off, you got to have 2, or take a pair of vice grips and clamp it. It just, you know, so yeah, I'll be changing this cable out for sure. This is the harder one to do, and why guys don't do it is because you got to go down through that and up through there and then over there. Well, it's pretty easy to do, actually. You just take the new cable, unattach it here, take the new cable, wrap it, just like pulling wire in the house, you know, and pull it on through and down through. Of course, the battery's removed to do it. What you hope is when you get up into here, double cable width, you don't have like mouse nest and different things in there. And there probably is. It doesn't matter what the tractor looks like. There could easily be one in there. That's where they like to build their homes. But yeah, I'll just order one. I like to go heavy cable. Whether I'm using 6-volt or 12-volt, it doesn't matter to me. I still go heavy. But yeah, it's in the books. It's in the cards. Remember the top link I got down at the bulk auction? Well, it's the 826. I finally got her on there, doggone it all. Had to use a Cat 1 top link pin though, because that hole in and of itself is 3/4. It's not 1 inch like it should be. But then of course I had to pin it on this side, and yeah, I think it looks pretty doggone good. It's an original IH replica. Every blue moon I like to take the combine down for a shake. I grease it up and roll it. Windshield's filthy. And maybe make some combining videos this year. And I'm sure a lot of you remember this, the 50. I bought this at auction. And I do have a book for this, and, you know, your depth levels and stuff, or, you know, adjustment on your cylinder. Go there and I'll read on that. I think first kick of the pig, I put this to the SMTA. 7-shank, you know, let's just call that a foot. Yeah. Ain't gonna be 100% wheels up, but yeah, I think there's no reason not to try a 7-shank on a SMTA, a 50-horse tractor. Yeah, wires are tight. That should be tight. Of course, you know, anytime you put a new bowl on there and pour gas in it, probably going to have a little bit of tweaking to do. Maybe this bottom nut, or, you know, maybe here. I doubt there though, but yeah, you could have a little tightening to do there, but nothing major. Just, you want to watch it. I got the cap off, so let's go dump some gas in. All right, I did put gas in it, about 3-4 gallons, and I'm waiting and watching for a drip. What I'll do is I'll take blue rag and dry the bowl off, in case there is any leakage. Just somebody said in a previous video, you need to protect that paint from that gasoline. These aren't trailer queens. They are field working tractors. And I think I got everything suffice. Now, I have broke these bowls before by tightening that nut over too much at once. But I am reasonably satisfied. I mean, good grief. That old bowl was leaking so bad I was losing, yeah, I don't know, probably a gallon a day just dripping. And it's like, yeah, that ain't gonna work in any way, shape, or form. And I did also notice something in the bottom of the other bowl. I'll show you. Sediment, you know, and that's rust. Did its job. Now, my main question would be, what kind of time frame are we looking at as far as how long did it take to get that? You know, if that's 3 years worth of rust in the bottom of that bowl, that ain't even no big deal at all. But if that's a day or two, I mean, definitely got some tank issues, and I don't play the tank issue at all. You know, if I wasn't trying to get this thing ready for plowing, which is going to be this week or next, I would have completely flushed that tank out. I don't think it's bad. I really don't. I'll know more once I put it under heavy load. But yeah, I think we got a good operable bull. Well, now the true test is firing a hole. Let's fire it up. Well, I don't know. A little bit of choke maybe, some throttle. See where it takes us. Out of gear. Because that'll definitely take us somewhere. All right. Oh, that's a good sounding 400. Like the movie 300? 400. Oh yeah. New bowl, nice and dry under it. No leaks, no nothing. Just fun in the sun we will be having. And one last thing, okay? There is a banger of an auction this weekend. I ain't missing it. And you ain't either. And when I say banger, you know it's red power galore. I haven't even tapped into what's there for smalls. You know I'm on this smalls kick. But with all the red power stuff he's got, it's all red power. We'll be kicking it with Kiko. But with all the red that he's got there, any small is going to be relevant to what I do. I've been thinking about it for quite a while now. And actually one of you viewers, you sent me a message saying, you going to this? I'm like, yeah, just a lot. So anyways, thanks for watching. And banger premiere Saturday night. I'm going to try to get that uploaded. It's going to be a good one. Kicking it with Kiko and red power, heavy red power. Guy had a pretty cool operation. I won't tell you any more, but when we get there, you'll get to see. Boom.